welcome back, or welcome if you're a new viewer. My name is Milia. I'm coming from Sweden, where I live with my husband, our 4+1 lovely kids, and our 5 crazy dogs, and a lot of chicken, turkeys, ducks, 2 rabbits on a small farm here in the middle part of Sweden, where our main thing is growing potatoes and apples and also a few eggs. But we are not any meat farmers in every type, way, shape or form. If you do hear some noise, like something more like squealing pig or something, I cannot explain what it is, because I have tried to look for that noise like from the middle of the night. I cannot find it. It's somewhere in the woods, and no one is living in the woods. It is no one has like domesticated animals or stuff like that. So I'm thinking of maybe a wild boar. We have a lot of them, but it had been squealing for I think I woke up with like 2 or 3 in the middle of the night and took one of my dogs. All of my dog is hunting dogs except for the Mexican nude one, the Solo Quintless. That's my husband's dog anyway. But all my other dog is hunting dog or after tracking dog. So, but we couldn't find anything. Not even a single trace or track. And also, we didn't even come close to the sound, so it sounds very near but then far away. So I hope you cannot hear that. I digress. We are not here to talk about wild boars or stuff like that. We are here to talk about knitting. But yes, if you hear that noise, I cannot tell you what it is. It's a little bit spooky though, but I'm not concerned. Shall we jump straight into it? We will start to talk about knitting, but this episode will be quite heavy on life stuff because I have been away for a while, and a few of you already know why. But finished objects. I hope I have not shown you this, because this is object that I finished in February. Now is the 8th of June, so it had been a while. But under the Olympic Games, I decided I need a hat. So I made a hat. Ta-da. And it is, of course, the Helmet hat by Caitlin Hunter. Yes, Caitlin Hunter. And I love this one. Right now I just need to have all of my hats that I want to use. It's not so adorable when you have your hair in a ponytail, maybe. It's like a little bump. But I need to hide them, because all my hats that I have been knitted, they just disappear. If it's not my husband who takes them, it's my kids. So, but I don't complain. I'm just happy that they are using that. So, but this is mine, only mine, and I made this in Drops Charisma that my grandma gave me when she was moving back from that little town to my closest hometown. Yeah, and I had a lot of it, so I thought, yeah, we will make some hats of it. And I did. I cannot remember the colorways or some of this stuff. I have thrown out all the labels and all of that stuff that I have been using. I rarely do that, but this time I did, because I have been rage grief cleaning a lot. So that's finished object number 1. And then we also have this one. It's covered in my hair, not dog hair, in my hair. This is the Harvest Flower sweater by Yesimi Made, I think she called design, maybe. You will find every pattern I'm talking about that has a pattern, you will find it in the description box down below. And also, if I remember the yarn, you can find it there also. So this is a sweater that I have been wearing a lot in the beginning of spring. Now you do not wear anything like this because today we already have 25 degrees Celsius outside in the shadow. The summer has arrived. I will just say it has arrived with a boom. So yeah, but I love this one. I did do actually a mistake. I did, and it's not a mistake in that type of area or something like that. It will count for a mistake for me because of my shoulder. If you are a returning viewer, you know this side is way smaller on this side after the surgeries and stuff like that. But I use to compensate for that, so I don't have any puckering up here or too much loose fabric over here, and then it sits perfectly here and it's just like a bag over here. I didn't do it this time. I don't know why, but I didn't. I went straight off the pattern, and I think I made the size 2 or 3. I need to go back and check in my notes which size I made anyway. And this is also made in Drops Charisma that my grandma gifted me. So the pink for the flower and also this brownish color is the same as my Hellbat hat. That I know, because I finished this one first and then the leftover became the hat. So I have this ridiculous look over on this side. It's quite baggy. It's it's just look ridiculous, but I don't care. I don't care because it is a top-down construction, and I don't gonna rip it out. Maybe I will do some magic on sewing, grafting, all of that stuff someday. Maybe we shall see. But I will still use it because it's a very good sweater in the transition months. It is. It's not too hot. It's not too cold. So yeah, I love this. The only thing that I actually need to do, and I should know that this because I have made a few stuff now in Drops Charisma, that Drops Charisma tend to grow a bit. So we have a ridiculous long sleeves. So I need to think back a bit and just short them a little bit. I am actually thinking about maybe going like 3/4 of a sleeve instead, like bracelet length, something like that, because I'm constantly wet my hands. My hands is always near water in some type, shape or form when you give new water to the animals on the farm, or the dishes, or you're baking, or you're cooking, or cleaning. So that's the thing I'm thinking of, but for now it's finished. So that's my 2 finished object for this time, because I have been knitting, but not as much as I wanted to, and because now knitting is emotional, very emotional, and very hard emotional. So I decided to take a little break. I have a few things that I'm still working on. One thing that I'm not there yet. I'm not ready yet to keep going on. It's almost finished though, but I just can't for now. I just can't. So that is my dragonfly sweater by, I don't know. I will pop the designer on the screen. And oh my god, a lot of sawdust on this one. Oh, now I know why. Bear with me. You will get sawdust. That's on me. So this is the beginning of my dragonfly sweater. I know it's, I hope you can see it. I have ripped it out a few times and start over and over again. So we have one sleeve, and I need to block this because it looks ridiculous. And for the first time in a sweater, I made the leather jack when you catch the floats. I have never done that in a sweater before. I have done it in a lot of socks and a lot of hats, mittens, but not in a sweater. But it was really suitable for this because it's very long areas when you need to catch your floats. Your floats will be very long otherwise. So this is how it looks for now. And I will keep going. So I decided she has a few options how you want the pattern. You can choose to have this ant and the flower, or just the flower, or just ant all over. So, but oh my god, it's not that visible on the screen. You see it quite bright and clear in a real person, but yeah, not on the screen. But this have been lingering since the beginning of April now. Yeah. So it's a lot of sawdust in it right now because I took it to my second house. We went up to my other house in the middle of May just because I needed to breathe a bit. And we was planning to go on the midsummer, but we are not going on this midsummer. I would tell you all about that. But in my other house, it's a lot of sawdust. It's a very, very old house, and I know I was putting this away on one of the nightstand, and every time you close the door, it's coming down a little bit of sawdust. So we have a little bit with us back home, but I'm not working on this for now. I will bring it up again when I feel I'm ready. I will give you the explanation. And this is knitted in Tin Pergint in the colorway I don't know. And also my contrasted yarn is this one from Lima Design. It's called Zombie Lover. I love that one. That's one of my favorite. But then I have the thing that I am keeping up and work on. And I have been working on a little bit now and then. I have a yarn subscription for a yarn club. So I receive 5 20-gram skeins every month, except April, because April I skipped. I skipped it because of my son Victory, because this is to Victory. And he loves all the sea creatures. That's his favorite things. He is very both interested and a little bit obsessed with like shark, and you have like octopus, lobster, starfish, jellyfish, all of the sea creatures. He thinks they are so cool. and he have a very big interest of just fish and all of this stuff, and I think that's a very fun interest to have when you are a little boy. We are living very close to the sea, and he really loves to be out fishing and just be near water. My biggest fear is water, so we are not coping as well, but it is what it is. He loves it, and I'm not gonna stop him. No, he's not by the sea by himself, I promise. All the safety is in place, I promise. But we have decided then, let's see if we can go for the it will be in this order. So this is my yarn club that I'm joined, of course, Giddy's Yarn, 20,000 Leagues Under the Sea. January's month was just jellyfish, and I do the bat and box throw for him, and this is going to be enormous. So yeah, so all of this purplish, bluey, pinkish to here is January's, and that's jellyfish, and I have right now started the fourth ball of February's month, and this is, I will see so I don't lie for you, sharks. So this is the last one of sharks that will be added in. This is the one I'm working on right now, so I have a little bit to catch up with. And then we have, this is March colors, and that's starfish. And then we have May's. As I said, I skipped April's because it was a little bit too much of pinkish, and he was not as keen of, I cannot remember what it was though. I think it was like some other things. But then we have Mace, and this is lobster, and I know June will be octopus, and that's also a lot of pinkish stuff in it, but because of it is octopus, he's fine with it, so they will arrive here in June. So this is something I'm working on in the evenings now, just mindless, very easy to memorize, and the pattern, if I will go out from the pattern, this will be done now, but because of it is so easy to just keep going, I will keep going to all of the monthly yarn is in it, or it is too big, so I need to do something else with the monthly yarn, because it is 520 gram minis every single month, so it's growing a bit. Right now it's just like a huge pouch. So yeah, I'm keep working on it, but otherwise, knitting wise, I do not knit, because I have been stuck in some cross stitch instead, because for a while ago I ordered a few kits that I was not prepared that the chart would be printed on the Aida. So, and I made a Pokemon one for Victory that I finished in May, and then I started a new one of them, and I was a little bit upset because the actual print didn't disappear. But then I laid it in water when I was finished overnight in very warm water, and just let it sit over the night and everything disappeared. So I'm quite happy about that. So I have started a new one now, and you can't see what it is, but it's actually that sound and with a coffee cup. So I have done a lot because I started this one in also May, the same day I finished his Pokemon one. I will see if I can pop in a picture of his Pokemons that I finished, because I left it in the second house. I hope I did take a picture of it. Otherwise, I will show you in the summer, because our plan is to go back home. Yeah. So this is my new obsession for now, because this don't hurt my feelings as much as knitting. So that's all for knitting and crafty stuff. I do also have made a few dresses for Alva, like I always do every single spring. And I do not gonna show you them in this episode, because I think dresses is for showing off on a real human being. And today is the last school day for them, and I'm not gonna bother her with being my model when she come back home today. So, absent, YouTube, grief. That's the thing now. My grandma sadly passed away in the beginning of April, the 9th of April, 8th of April, not the 9th, the 8th of April. And it was a punch to the face, I promise you, because it was so sudden. No warnings, nothing at all. I literally talked to her, me and my dad literally went to her just a week before, and we had a nice Swedish fika and all of this good stuff. We was talking about life, the planning for the summer, the garden, all of this stuff we was talking about. She really wanted to come over here and look how much we have done in the garden, and meet all of the dogs and stuff like that. Because if you're a returning viewer, you know that it was not that long ago that we actually moved her back to our nearest town. She was living a little further away, so I wanted her to move back home so I could take care of her, but she don't wanted to, because she didn't want to be a liability for someone. I totally understand that, I do, but she was near. I could go and visit her every single day. I could go and help her out with all of that stuff she needed. She did never need anything because she was so stubborn, so damn stubborn. So when just 2 or 3 days before she passed away, I talked to her on the phone and told her she passed away on a Wednesday. The first day we had decided that I would come over after I have dropped the kids off to pick up some thread for Alva's dress. So I needed navy blue sewing threads and also some interfacing. And she told me, why should you go and buy it? I have a lot of it. You just drop over, we can have a fika, and like we always do. But on the Wednesday, the day before I was planning to go, my mom comes home because my aunt couldn't reach us. My dad had just worked night shift, so he was asleep, and so she got hold of my mom instead and told that my grandma had passed away in a sleep. And that was a punch to the face that I wasn't prepared for. Because this human being, my dad's mom, have been my solid rock in the storm my whole entire life. I have grown up with her. I have spent so much time with her. She have taught me everything I can. She has just been my hero, my superhuman, always. We have been talking, if we have not seen each other every single week, we have been talking on the phone every single week, a few days at the week, just checking in with each other. So my heart little break and shatter into a million pieces, because I have told her for the last 17 years that I'm not planning to survive her. I'm planning to go long before her, because saying goodbye to her would be the hardest thing I can ever do. And it was. It was. Because I was seriously, and I still am, heartbroken. It don't go a day without I'm taking up my phone and planning to call her and just hear her voice, but she's not there. So yeah, I miss her. I do a lot. My kids miss her, but her funeral was just perfect. It was just perfect. So it was so sad, so hard, but it was perfect. So now I don't know what I would do with myself, because knitting was our thing. And I know if she was looking down on me now, she would be so mad, because she has told me my entire life, that day I die, you should not be sad, because then I'm free. But I have just being sad and feeling quite empty and quite lonely. I'm not lonely in any type, shape, or form at all. I have a lot of people that I love around me, but the support from her was something else. So yeah, I'm trying to cope with it. I'm trying to coming back and find the joy of knitting or crafting or stuff like that. But for now, I'm trying to do other type of craft. I have made a few crochet stuffies and doing some cross stitch instead, do some sewing instead, because that don't hurt as much as knitting do. Because every time we went together or we was catching up or stuff like that, we always was knitting. We was always planning on new stuff. We were talking on new patterns, and yeah, it's just hard. But the same day she passed away, Units, I think it is, Units Toronto released a free pattern, or released, I don't think they did, but they have like their subscription emails when you can download a pattern for free now and then. And the same day in the evening they had a sweater that was called Together Apart. So that's a sweater that I'm thinking of. I downloaded it, but the name was just creepy. But I need to do that one because of the name, Together Apart. And that day, it's just meant to be. It's just meant to be. So that's, I think I will still have the dragonfly sweater on pause, because that was the sweater that I was literally working on when she passed away. And in the night when she passed away, even though I didn't know it, I went up on the night, ripped it all back and start over because I made it in blue first. But something was off with the blue. So I didn't saw the patterning as much that I want to. It was way too low contrast between the contrast color and the main color. And start over. So that's a hard one for now. It's a lot of sorrow and grief in that sweater for now. So I'm thinking of just let it be for the time that I feel I can wrap my head around it. If it ever will be. I do not have any restriction on myself that it have to be. It can also go in the pile for frogging if I just feel this will not be it. But for now it will be in the Nordic corner and just wait for a destiny to be decided. And I will start the sweater together apart instead, and hope that I can feel a little bit joy of knitting again. I feel a lot of joy to knitting the blanket for Victory though, because I know how much he loves his sea creatures and he loves the colors, and it's also a little bit of mystery every month when it's arrive and see it grows and all of that stuff. So it's something else. But I will put in a picture of together apart, and I need to find the perfect yarn for it because I had a lot of yarn from her before she passed away, and now I do have all her yarn. So I have yarn, I will say, so I don't have to buy anything. I think, but it's also a lot of yarn that you just have 2 skeins of, or maybe 1 ball of, or stuff like that. So yeah, we shall see. We shall see what I will do. Otherwise, life stuff. Garden season, it's in full swing. Now it's a little bit in betweener because the potatoes is in the ground. The apple trees have already bloomed, so now it's just waiting for them to be apples. And all of the flowers and stuff like that, all the roses is cut, and all of this crazy stuff is done for now. But it's just a matter of days, then you need to start over again. And yeah, that's the thing with having a big huge garden. It's always something to do. This year I have been easy on myself, so I actually went to one of the stores yesterday and bought like a weed mat that you are laying down, so you don't have to go and pick out all of the weeds between the flowers all the time, because that's quite hard on my shoulders, I would say. So I hope that will work. The only thing with my garden is that I cannot have the weed mats all year round, because in the spring, when all the dandelions and all the white flowers and all of that stuff is starting to bloom, I don't touch them in my garden. They have to bloom so all of the bees and humblebees and stuff like that can have the food they need. Then when they have outbloomed, then I just rip them out of the garden. And here is where we are right now. So now I have placed the mat in my garden. We have spots and areas all through this farm when we are not cutting all the white flowers and stuff like that. That's all for the small creatures that needs them, because I need them. We all need them, so they will have their space over here. Yeah, and then we have had the year's baby boom. We have a lot of turkey chickens. The first time on my 10 years and of a turkey farmer that we actually do have two hens together hatching their own eggs. Otherwise, we need to incubate them because they have not been interested at all, or they forget that they have kids and all of that. But now we have two hens that have patiently laid on their egg for 31 days and raised them. Then they are now 4 weeks, I think, and they do a hell of a good job. So finally, after 10 years, I received two hens that are capable to bring their own chicks to the world. So those two will be two keepers, because those two hens I was actually planning on selling, but they will stay. They will stay. So that's a good thing. Otherwise, dogs are happy, kids are happy. As I said, today is the last school day, then we have a long summer break ahead of us, and we are going back home to my other house, my home, and just breathe. I need that so much. I need the peace and quiet, and all of this everyday burden. You need to clean, you need to cook, all of that stuff. You need to do that in the other house also, but it's not the same. And I just need that. I just need this break from this area. I just need a break. So we are planning to go away for at least 2 weeks, and I'm looking forward to it a lot. Victory is thriving. He's growing like crazy. It had been a very good school year for him this year, even though he had his struggles, but it had been a good school year. Dave is also thriving. Oh my goodness, he's being so big now. I cannot realize that next year he's an adult. It's just weird to say it. He is allowed to go out drinking. He is allowed to move away from me if he wants to. He is allowed to take his driving license. It's just weird. And Lily, his girlfriend, oh, what a woman. They are the most beautiful couple it can be. And I'm a little bit frightened that when Dave and Lily is moving away from home, that Victory maybe is going with them, because Victory is his big brother's. Oh my goodness, you cannot separate those two. You cannot. Tuva, yeah, she had a little worse year. It's been a lot of school meetings and a lot of stuff that's going on in that school. I do actually have the last meeting for this year today, 3 o'clock, with that school that nobody needs. Nobody. I don't know why it still exists though. I don't, because you do not have capable people that work in that school. So we are planning of maybe actually changing school for the fall for her. We shall see. We will discuss that today. because I'm over it. I'm over this school. This school it do nothing good at all. Nothing good. I have nothing good to say about this school at all. They build this new huge school, top modern school, blah blah, but you don't have teachers that actually know what they are doing. They don't have adults and teachers that actually caring about the kids. It's just messes all the time. The kids are not able to get the correct help they needs and all of that stuff. It's just a bunch of idiots. Sorry. We have one teacher, one only, that actually capable of stuff there, and this school is not worthy of him. And I say this with an open heart, but they are a bunch of idiots, and a few of them is also my own old colleagues, and I stand for every single word I just said. I do, and they know, because I have said it straight to their face so many times. Otherwise, Alva, her first school year, and she is thriving also. Oh my goodness, my little sweet darling girl. He's starting to be so big now, and she will start her first grade. We have this called the pre-grade here in Sweden, and now she will start in fall her first real grade. And she fits like a glove for school. She's so eager of learning and just being there, all of the friends, the teachers, and yeah, they are trying. They are. It's just Tuva who's struggling a little bit, but I'm there, and just standing like a shield for her, and will keep to. Husband, I have not seen him as much because it is the season now. Everyone need their building materials, so he is working a lot because he's a truck driver. He's delivering building materials out to customs, and also do a lot of other stuffs on his work, but the main thing is delivering building materials or lifting stuff for building houses and all of this stuff with his truck. But this time of year I rarely see him. I do see him every single day, but we don't have as much time together because he's coming home, he's goes to sleep, and then it all goes to repeat. Surgeries, yes, a few of them are in planning. I will not go in depth for that because that's just horrible, boring, and disturbing. So I'm still living in a lot of pain. Yeah, like always. It is what it is now. So yeah, a lot of doctor appointments. That's one thing that actually destroyed my plan for this midsummer, because we was planning to go to my other house, but then they schedule one appointment where they are going to look over my nerves on the right side, because after the last surgery I made, I have had a lot of issue on my right side. It wasn't enough for the left side though. We needed to mess up the right side also. And that's the day before midsummer, and you will not go for that. We have like 5, almost 6 hours drive, and that's the most busiest day on the roads, and I don't want to take all the kids and just go for the sake of going when it's just a chaos and madness out on the roads. So we decided to stay at home instead. and have the midsummer celebration. That's a big thing here in Sweden. Yeah, so that's the plan. And yeah, now I need to go and do something. I don't know what, but something. But I hope to see you very soon again, and I hope you have a lovely summer or winter wherever you are if I don't see you in the summer. And take care. Bye bye.